What is up, guys? It has been a while since the last video. We're looking at a pretty unique severe weather outbreak tomorrow. Pretty unique system here. Early March severe weather outbreak. You don't see a lot, especially in the Midwest. Not rare, but pretty uncommon. We're gonna get right into this video here. So the main factor for these storms is gonna be the temperatures and the dew point. So I'm going to take a look here at the temperatures, and I just want to show this is going to be the hit or miss factor. So if we can see these temperatures get into the mid 50s, even low 60s tomorrow, I think Chicagoland is going to have a long active weather night tomorrow. But as of right now, we're only seeing these temperatures reach around 50 degrees middle of the day into the evening when these storms are going to be hitting, and I just don't see this being enough for these storms to really continue on. But in this warm sector here over central Illinois and parts of Missouri and Iowa and even in Indiana, this is where I think it's going to be a long active night, especially tornado wise. This is just such a favorable area, especially with the conditions we have. So this is the dew point here, or the moisture in the air, and we are seeing these dew points as high as 71 degrees, which is absurd for it being March. And the fact that this much moisture has come in from the Gulf of Mexico, I'm gonna take a look at this really quick and just show all of this moisture is just surging up north from the Gulf of Mexico, which is, the main reason that we're having these severe storms in early March. And the the main thing is how hot the water is in the Gulf, and the dew points are just going to be so high, and especially with the temperatures and the dry line behind it with low dew points. You get this dry air, cold dry air mixing with this hot, moist, unstable air, and it's just a recipe for disaster. I think our area, Chicagoland, Will County, King County, DuPage, Cook. I think we should be not in the clear, but I don't think we should be in that much danger. But anywhere south of Will, I think that's where you really start to get into the battle zone. And this just isn't looking great for central Illinois. I mean, these dew points are going to be so high, and the airs are going to be so soupy. And I'm going to take a look here at the Cape, which is a storm fuel. And as you see here, I mean, the Cape is very high. I mean, we're looking at 3,000, 2000, uh, even like 1900, even over our area, we're looking at pretty high Cape, which is pretty much the fuel again for these severe storms to pop off. But one thing that is really concerning me is the significant tornado parameter, which is the how large a tornado can grow if it was to form in this area. So the only thing that's really worrying me is how maxed out it is right now. I know it looks pretty weird based on this model, but it's really high. It's almost maxed out at a I saw an 8.7 running through the models earlier, which you never want to see, especially over a pretty decently populated area of Illinois. I mean, we got Springfield in the path of this. We can even see Joliet maybe get into this, but I think that's as far north as it'll go. But I'm gonna show this on some other models here. So this is our other model from Tropical Tidbits, another website I like to use for monitoring these storms, especially in the early stages. For current storms, I like to use Radar Omega or Radar Scope for live radar refreshes and everything like that for live, digital storm chasing. But I'm going to take a look here. This is the NAM 3 model from Tropical Tidbits. It doesn't really recommend, it doesn't show, that many severe storms popping off around Chicagoland. But we could definitely be looking at some rain, and we could definitely be looking at maybe some lightning and thunder. But I think, again, the main area to watch here is going to be Central Illinois and a little bit of Iowa. I think Missouri and southeastern Michigan could be getting into it, or southwestern Michigan. But other than that, I think we shouldn't, let our guard down, but we don't have to worry as much, especially considering what all these models have been pretty much agreeing on. Um, it not the warm air not reaching as far north as they expected. So I put a little mixed all these models together here in a picture, and this is just a few of the recent models of what they've shown. I mean, we have seen a few that want to push the warm air farther north, which could definitely lead us into a very active weather night, severe wise, maybe even tornado wise. But I just don't see this happening. But again, the odds are still there. Dew points, same with that. Some of these have been pushing it farther north. Others have wanted to, have it farther south. The dry line, of course, where you get these warm, moist, soupy air to mix with the cold, dry air again, and that's just where it's a battle zone for these severe storms. But again, I really just don't see that happening.
So another thing I want to talk about here is the rainfall. The rainfall is looking like if you be under one of these storms, one of these supercells, they could be dumping inch and a half of rain, and that's just a recipe for flooding, especially considering how hard the ground still is, and the rivers, lakes, all that still pretty high from the rain and the ice melt and everything. So that's just another thing to worry about.
But this is my graph that I made, my picture that I made to where I think these tornado threat is going to be. These stronger tornadoes. I think it's going to be farther south in Illinois, maybe in a little bit of Indiana, but I really just don't see it happening here again. And I think we we don't have to worry as much as we would think. But again, anything's possible, whatever. If anything does happen, I will make a live stream. I'll be on that tomorrow. The timing of these storms is probably going to be after 8 p.m. or so. Um, I think I should be on around 7:30ish if anything does pop up. There's definitely going to be some watches and warnings, so keep your phones on and everything. But other than that, thank you for watching. And if anything else happens, I'll post another video or start a live stream tomorrow. Just make sure you have your notifications turned on. Make sure you're subscribed and everything. But thanks for watching, and we will catch you in the next one.